Hello and welcome to this 2023 Link to the Past randomizer main tournament match between mooglecharm and SwedishArcticFox. I am Rob J. Beasley. I'm joined on the mic today by KR. How's it going?
It's going pretty well, Rob. How's everything going for you?
I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to some randomizer. We've got the open hard mode today, so the kind of the most standard of the modes in the tournament.
Makes sense. I believe open hard just means glitches are in logic, and everything else is going to be standard.
Yep, just 7/7 defeat Ganon, and we've no starting items and a slightly harder item pool with fewer heart containers, more heart pieces, and things like no access to gold sword, only one bottle, that kind of thing.
Alright, so if we see a green 20, that means it's going to be a sword after tempered. Or whatever the other bottle is. And looks like we're starting out right now, so we're going to see what Fox is doing. Fox just picks up 10 arrows in Link's house. And yeah. If we can just get this to a tracker screen. We see Moogle doing the same thing. We're probably going to see Uncle play first. Very standard for this game. I did see a crystal on Hera, by the way. And a red pendant confirmed on Eastern.
Right, hopefully we can get the the scene changed here so we can have the trackers on screen and some bigger gameplay. But anyway, yeah, it looks like we've got Uncle starts on both sides here.
Uncle started, and we did get a heart container off of Uncle. And a red rupee, it looks like. Ah, there we go. Here's the setup screen. There we are. And quick save quit. We do need to resync up, I believe, the streams, so that. And there's our one bottle too. Wow, that's quick.
Alright, yeah, so gonna have a bottle before Kakariko here, that's quite nice. Would also like to find some bombs and or rupees before then.
We're 20 out of 50 for buying the 10 pack, and if we find bombs, it just makes it a lot easier to not have to spend money and be able to spend a little bit more quickly on bottle vendor. This is an interesting Lost Woods play. I generally try to see what bushcrab is first, just because bushcrab is still randomized in this setting, so interesting to see that both go for the direct entry to woods rather than going around to Aghanim Ledge as well.
Yeah, they might, looks like Fox isn't going to, they might choose to like peek the bushcrab in the woods here as well. Pick up the log here, it's like neither of them are going to do that straight away though.
Yeah, and just two hard pieces in woods doesn't look like much, so directly saving quitting, both of them going assumed to Sanctuary to Kakariko here? Or, no.
Yeah, I guess neither of them found bombs. They're going to head to Kak from the south here, trying to farm some bombs outside Grove. There's a couple of bushes that can have them.
The 50-50 spots. So 50% chance to find a bomb on either one of 3 bushes here, I believe, or if it's just the one. That's one of them. Ooh, and Moogle not getting that luck that Fox got.
No bombs. Okay, Moogle got 2 out of 2 that time. That's going to be enough.
That was 3 bombs, I believe. Moogle's inventory now so 1 bomb and 2 bombs straight away. So both having somewhat decent luck here. 3 tries for 3 bombs doesn't take too much.
Yeah, and 3 bombs is a pretty good find. We can now, there's 3 bomb spots we want to do in Kakariko, and hopefully some more bombs show up along the way. If not, probably buy some more.
Well, we found the 4th required bomb spot here in race game because we got a hook shot.
Alright, yeah, that's going to be an important one.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick East Death Mountain. Once we get up to Death Mountain, that's a very helpful movement item in general in the earlier game if you don't have boots. Not to mention the invincibility it can provide for you for some things like Turtle Rock.
Yeah, hookshot's just like a really good utility item. It's like one of my favorite items to find early for sure. Just helps you with so many things. Okay, I did not catch what was on library there. Let's let's try again when Fox goes in. All right, just some rubies.
Just a piece of heart in tavern. Yeah, any percent likes to skip the boost since it's faster. And what do we have in Chicken Hut right here? Doesn't seem to be anything too important. Oh, never mind, it's Moon Pearl.
Okay.
So we do have
That's
Moon
good one.
Pearl right there. That's impressive.
I think it's like both players have realised they've only got one bomb left and are going to go farm some more. It looks like we're having some difficulties with the tracking here, so hopefully we can get that sorted. Right, what's in the well?
We got 5 item checks. One's a piece of heart, so it's gonna give us a little more health, but it doesn't matter. Another one. They are gonna be more common this seed, I suppose, so that's alright. Bottle, hook, and Merle on tracker. We do need that. That's some money, and there's enough money to buy Bottle Bender, so that's a gamble paid off very nicely to not buy the bombs there. But, saves money, saves up a bit more for Zora. It helps. Every bit helps.
Yeah, for sure, it would be nice to get some Zora money pretty early. It's obviously a play that people make a lot of the time. You can go to South Shore and then it's easy enough to just fake flippers, or if you find the boots, to water walk.
Yeah, fake flippers does help, but you can even water walk without boots, if I remember correctly, by going into waterfalls. Or never mind, we don't need fake flippers. We have flippers.
Alright, I mean, that puts it into logic as well, so getting to the rupees is even more important now.
Yeah, the rupees are going to be important. I almost wonder if we're going to see a full-on rupee grind over here, if we're going to see a Houlihan back in, if you can do that, because we have flippers now.
Yeah,
Houlihans,
flippers. Yeah, like with flippers and without glove, it's a little awkward actually to to
yeah.
Houlihan here. I'm trying to think if you can even do it.
If you could, it would be a great job. It would be a great time to do it because you'd be able to go from South Shore to Zora to get every single item in that area with the extra rupees you get. But just with the item pool that we have, it doesn't seem viable right now.
Here we're gonna get a bush crab jack.
I'd almost there's the bush crab. I'd almost do, and yeah, that is a red crystal on desert, a red pendant on Eastern, I remember for sure, and believe blue pendant, blue crystal, I mean, for Hera.
Yeah, I think that was right. Wow, those mini Moldorms are dodging all these hook shots. That's
At least the hookshot makes it safer, supposedly. So we're
alright.
gonna
Now they're down.
see one check here. That's a piece of heart. NA aim. 2. Another piece of heart. Bombs. Another
Looks like
piece of heart.
okay, looks like we're seeing Dam first from Fox. So if this could turn up the like some rupees, this could be quite good for Fox. But no, just a few more bombs.
Yeah, well, we take those. And besides, you do have to do dam eventually for whatever. So 4 pieces, 3 bombs. Wow, that is unfortunate for Mini Moldrum Cave.
It looks like Moogle's coming back now to the dam, so it might end up isolating the Ice Rod Cave for a little while.
I mean, isolating Ice Rod Cave is a way to go about it if you're doing Moldrum first, but it does mean you could be checking Desert a little bit quicker, and personal favorite check is Agina, so I do not mind seeing Desert quicker.
Yeah, for sure. A
Alright.
lot of players, like some players do early Agina, and then other players do it as like a metagame call against that. You know, when they get, you know, don't want to get beaten by an item that shows up there early that your opponent got and you didn't.
Exactly. It's kind of why I always try to run when I'm running this, or when I'm running oh goodness, when I'm running SMZ3, the combo randomizer of this and Super Metroid. I always try to go early, just whether it's a race or not. It's just good to get in the habit of trying to keep the one something that we don't know if the other player will get. Both runners have bottle, by the way. Just to let you know, just for our trackers to know. Nagina pays $20. That is it.
Okay, so Fox might be getting paid off by trying to skip it for a bit. We'll see if the progression shows up. It's got to be somewhere. We're kind of running out of checks here. Obviously, we've still got the whole of Eastern area. Looks like that's where Moogle is going.
Yeah, I mean we have also complete flipper checks if we wanted them. So that's all in logic, and having those four plus the hobo under the bridge, we have a lot of logical checks remaining, so we're fine for a little bit.
Yeah, both players looks like they're diverging, and they're going to be showing us both of those areas with the checks. We're going to see
That
Eastern area from Moogle, and we're going to see the flippers checks from Fox.
I like seeing this. I just like seeing this dichotomy. Again, it's always good to see early divergence. Pod is green pendant, so we have double pendant on eastern pod area.
All right, bolus seed incoming.
Both seed and there's cape, lamp. This makes eastern a more interesting play. Pod GP, but eastern is a red pendant and Hera is a blue crystal. Desert is a red crystal. Cape and oh no, we don't have sword yet. We don't have sword yet. Don't jump to conclusions, everybody.
Yeah, but Moonpearl and no glove or hammer. I'm feeling Aghanim here. We'll see, but I think there's a good chance.
Yeah, well, no sword either, so I'm holding out hope. Red rupee.
It's like Moogle hookshotting a few extra enemies there, trying to probably get some prize pack information. Knowing that Zora might be around the corner would be nice to find some rupees, but just the magic pack from those guys.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. And compass on first chest, whereas ArcticFox is trying to hopefully get some rupees before Zora in these next two checks.
There's the sword.
No. 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 Alright, this is likely an Aghanim seed.
Map and compass, first two checks in Eastern. Classic. Alright, can the ledge bailers out here? That's
No,
just a
it
heart piece.
cannot. No, it cannot. So we're gonna see a return to Zora, but that gamble on River did pay off because it gives us a damaging weapon that can hit everything, not just hookshot. But it also gives us Aghanim access, and well, it's
Yeah,
Aghanim access.
we've got two checks or two items left we can get in Eastern. You know, maybe it's a hammer and a glove. Who knows? All right, that's a shield.
Yeah. Cape and Lamp from Moogle, which ArcticFox is about to get. Hero holds a blue crystal. At least we have logical Darkroom for once. We never
I'll be
see that.
interested
We
to
don't
see
really.
if okay. It looks like Fox is going to go into Eastern here. I would have been
Yeah.
tempted just to bail to Aghanim there when you've already got that sword.
I mean, you could always do Escape too. Escape's completely in logic, and yet we
Oh,
don't
that's
really see
true.
it.
Yeah, we have the rest of Escape too.
We have the entirety of Escape you can do fully in logic. I don't see why not at this point. After doing Eastern, I do think Eastern and first, just you're right here. It's a pendant. You don't really have. You can just dip it. Try to find as many items as you can. Get out of there quick. It's a fair check to do.
Yeah, I mean it's defensible for sure, but like with the hook shot here, meaning that so much of Dark World is open right now. I don't know. I just like the idea of trying to never go into this pendant dungeon ever.
Yeah, and that to me is just. I'd rather play it safe this early on and not risk having something in Sphere Zero that I miss being what makes me lose the run later on.
All right, anyway, we're going to find out if the Eastern play is going to pay off at all here from this chest from Moogle. It is Quake. All right, well, I
That
guess
is off.
we get to wait and find out if it was good or not.
That is a 1 in 3 payoff. So we'll see if we'll see if it actually works or not. But if it does, it's great that both runners went in there for lack of advantage. But
Yeah.
we know that nothing else is happening. And oh,
Yeah, we're getting the
that's another good reason to play.
not so commonly seen rupee room play. Still not quite to Zora money yet, but certainly
Is
helps.
very, very true. It might matter later down the line, and I'd much rather see it mattering later down the line than not mattering at all. Rip the bomb. Moogle heading into escape now, as we see ArcticFox just retracing Moogle's steps.
Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, that might be a plan change after Eastern here. Your escape, I mean.
Yeah, this is a little bit awkward for Moogle because this is probably going to end up being a double dip of the castle area here because you're going to be coming back for Aghanim afterwards. But yeah, I think this
We
makes
don't.
sense as a play too.
And Telmaran, thank you for raiding with a party of 9. And yes, we are missing game audio, but we will be working on that. Please do not worry. We will be seeing Moogle do bomb escape here because he doesn't have a sword. So ArcticFox will have a slightly easier time just dealing with sword escape. But bomb escape is by no means impossible, and these runners have definitely the skill set to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the modes in the tournament this year is a standard opening with a random item, so I'm sure everyone's done a bit of practice of this anyway.
Well, good to know that it is one of our modes in the tournament this year. And another rupee drop for red rupees. 1 and 2. That is a beautiful bomb room for Moogle there. And Arctic Fox dipping out right after. Saving quits. Yeah, full reset right into his house. And yep, that's an escape. 1, 2. Ooh, choose to take some damage first. I like this play. Just quick death warp back to the beginning.
Yeah, makes sense. Just got to make sure we don't fumble this pot. Okay, there we go.
There's the key, 1 heart remaining, and it's just the map, so we know back of escape is going to be loaded with items.
Yep, and if the key isn't a dark cross, then we can't even get there right now. It's going to be glove locked.
That is right. Glove lock is possibility here. But once we get glove, that's Houlihan as well, so we don't mind that so much.
Yeah, Moogle has now got Zora money, so I suspect Houlihan won't be happening here. Fox will also be hoping to not have to go back to the Zora area, having already been there.
Yeah, that is a sad moment, but both runners are going to have to backtrack somewhere, so Zora area isn't the worst area to have to backtrack, but it's much easier to backtrack to Castle, so I would give it advantage here to Moogle. Just 3 bombs, so you're not going to be able to get to the back of escape yet, true back of escape.
Yep, so 2 items back there along with the key, so that's for later. For now, it looks like Moogle is going to be heading to Zora area, and I presume Fox will be heading to Aghanim after this escape play.
Yeah. Likely Fox just having the advantage of knowledge here will be taking on Aghanim for quick Dark World access. So it's unlikely that we'll see a true Aghanim. Well, it's unlikely, I mean, that we'll see Moogle do that immediately after if anything is on Zora. But it's definitely possible if nothing is on Zora, because we'll get the sword and we'll get whatever else. And we see Arctic Fox here not having to do the pot throws and instead just choosing to do sword slashes. And Death Warp for ArcticFox.
Yeah, plus Fox is also going to go do Dark Cross as well. Makes sense. While you're here.
Yeah, while you're here, might as well do it, and you can save Quit Warp back to your house and go pretty quick tagging him from there anyways. Or even take a Death Warp.
Oh right, mooglecharm. I forgot mooglecharm isolated Ice Rock Cave earlier as well, so gonna go ahead and do
Yeah.
that on the way to Zora area.
Yep, so that is going to be, I think, making up for the time lost. We did see Nagina play earlier, but we know that it was 20 rupees. We do know here, though, that ArcticFox is about to get nothing here, just 3 bombs, which is literally nothing because we're at max bomb capacity. So, yep, choosing to take another Death Warp to head to Agina. That's a pretty... It's a good play right now with what we know. Mooglecharm has 1 unknown item, and otherwise... And if it's progression, great. If it's not, then it's just going to be a Dark World play.
Yep, and yeah, Fox obviously only has 1 check left outside of the Aghanim play here, I believe, which is Zora. And obviously that can't have Dark World access by itself. A glove on Zora could be pretty interesting. Would obviously give mountain access, which would throw a spanner in the works. But we'll see from Moog pretty soon what it's going to be.
And Fox making a play to instead, just due to the low damage, choosing to go straight to Quake for easier damage access.
Yep, I think the Quake strat there is basically as fast as anything else you can do with only Fighter Sword.
It is great Quake use, yeah. Yeah, Glover Book on Zora would be interesting because that gives us access to one of our dungeons or one of our main overworld areas. So what's Zora got for us today? Just a piece of heart.
Yep,
So it is straight back to Aghanim's castle here, and Moogle loses a lot of time going to Zora at this point.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, Fox is a little bit ahead here. Obviously, if Zora had ended up being good, that would have been an advantage for Moogle. But yeah, for now, Fox seems to be ahead by probably a couple of minutes. Certainly nothing that can't be overturned so early. We still need to find most of the items.
Yeah, having Moon Pearl helps a lot, but not having anything else to do with it is gonna hurt.
Some nice little heads-up play from Moogle there to farm another tree pull there soon.
Don't mind us. Stream is ended, but we'll be right
Yeah,
back.
it looks like we're having some issues on the restream side here. This might be to do with trying to get game audio. All right, luckily, both runners in Aghanim's tower here anyway, so we're not going to be missing any checks. Although Fox was just entering the Aghanim fight, so we might see the like we might miss the pyramid item potentially.
Um, and it looks like we are just getting Moogle stream back. It looks like we're syncing up with Fox's. I know that Fox started a decent bit ahead of Mooglecharm, so that's where we're at. Yep. And we have audio back. All right.
Hooray! All right, it looks like we're still just coming into the Aghanim fight here, so haven't missed out on too much.
Yep. We are just syncing restream, and that's all good. 1 blue ball. So I believe first count for orange balls versus blue balls is 3. So 3 orange balls for 1 blue ball. Numbers in chat.
Yeah, obviously in Rando the blue balls are seeded, so neither player is going to gain an advantage over the other, but we can can still waste some of all of our lives by having more of them.
all orange there, so it's a 2-cycle. So ArcticFox is about to head to Dark World for the first time, and the first logical time, too.
Yes, that was just one blue ball. Nice, not, wasting the minimum amount of time here. Or not quite the minimum, I guess. We could have had a 0, but,
Yeah, we'll see what's on Pyramid Ledge really quickly, but for now, ArcticFox is going to see Mushroom here, which is a check.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a little while before we get to that one, given that we've got like a ton of Dark World checks and the possibility of pod. Though looks like we're going to head straight to Village here.
Yeah, we have flippers here, so we can swim right up. I would honestly not be surprised just to see Village here. We would see Quakefish if we had Power Glove, and we might still see it now that I think about it, because we can swim up to the port. But swimming.
I don't think you can get that without a glove.
But you can get to Village with hookshot, so we're going to see a quick Village here. And as Moogle heads straight into the Aghanim fight.
Yep, no mirror here, so no ability to do Graveyard Ledge or King's Tomb from Fox, but gonna start doing the checks up here with, presumably with Bumper Cape first. We've even got the cape if it's good.
We do have everything. Right now, the main checks we can do are Village, Skull Woods, which is a gamble of a check, but it is a check we can do. And it looks like our last pendant is in Skull Woods too, with a red crystal on TR. That is unfortunate.
Yep. So yeah, I expect we'll see the Skull Woods dip here. We probably would have seen it anyway, but even more so now that it's a pendant. Like, especially when your only Dark World access is through Aghanim, like it's just so bad to leave an item behind at any point during your first loop because it takes so long to get back to it.
Yeah, just a quick loop, and you gotta get everything you can. So we're gonna see the mushroom from Miggle pretty soon, but Fox is pretty comfortably ahead right now, just in terms of pure timing.
We're going to see some more quaking here in Mummy Room.
Yeah, the quaking here doesn't do as much. It just stuns them for a little bit. So we do have to beware of the mummies still.
Yeah,
you might see a second quake, but
okay, gotta be a bit. This actually looks like it might be a bit too far to the left. No, okay, we're fine. It was close.
Close, but we got it there. All for naught, though. It's a compass. Wow, ArcticFox almost missed the Wallmaster there.
Yeah, the Wallmaster hitboxes stick around for a little while. You can walk back into them. They really want to get you. Right.
To the detriment and or benefit of certain players. So we're grabbing this key back here, backdooring out. Going to go to the beginning area of Skullwoods to get some more item checks.
Yep, still 2 items to be found in here somewhere. Obviously they could be stuck in the back.
Yes, and back is locked by a Fire Rod, which is still a required item this seed because of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, just about everything is required this seed. Like, I guess the bow is like the one thing that's potentially skippable. With Swamp and Turtle Rock both being crystals, that's things like both rods, the flippers, the mirror. We need all of it.
Yes, but we're assuming, and there's Fire Rod, French vanilla. All right, so Fire Rod's in on ArcticFox's side, and bow is still potentially required for Ganon Mimic Room. Now I know glitches exist, but it is logically required.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know. I kind of make the assumption that runners these days mostly will be able to mimic clip, but yeah, some are going to be more comfortable than others, and maybe some can't. So that is true.
We'll see it on the way, but I know that for at least for hard mode, mimic clip's the thing, but mimic clip is still a not easy trick to do.
Yeah, for sure. Like, obviously, a bow of seeds can be more likely in hard mode because another thing about the hard mode that I failed to mention earlier is that it's not progressive bows. There's only one bow in the pool, and silvers are a separate item. So if we don't find that one bow,
yeah. Again, I know my general expertise is the combo randomizer. That's very similar to this in that we have non-progressive bow in there too. So it's bringing me back. It's bringing me back. yes, we're gonna see non-progressive bow, which means silvers are guaranteed hidden somewhere in the world as silvers, which is a blessing and a curse. Sometimes you don't care about finding silvers, you just care about finding the bow, and it also means different implications for logic.
Mooglecharm has also now picked up that fire rod. Looks like Fox is gonna... Ooh, nice boots. Looks like Fox is gonna clear out the rest of the village before going to Thieves Town. Already rewarded with the boots, but obviously would love to find the hammer to get to full clear Thieves.
Yeah, full and clearing thieves here is arguably the single best thing you could do.
Yeah, and again, with the bad Dark World access still not wanting to leave things behind, I would expect Fox to still go into and beat Thieves Town here, but would love to be able to full clear it.
Flute is interesting here. Flute is
Yeah.
very interesting here.
Yeah, for sure. That's our logical mountain access.
And also our East Mountain access.
Yeah, we've got a hook shot, so it's all available over there right now. No actual way to get to Hera right now, though. We don't have a hammer or a mirror.
That is the unfortunate part, but with a hammer or mirror, that'll be Hera access as well as Hera completion due to having Fire Rod and Hookshot for Hera clip need be.
Ooh, looks like Moogle is going to go into the back of Skull here. I didn't actually, I guess we didn't find the second item, presumably?
We did not know.
Right.
ArcticFox taking the gamble that it's nothing, but Moogle is not gonna... Although Moogle will take the gamble that it's on Mothra and not on Bridge here. That's
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess Pedestal is still on the table as well, so if you're going to be super thorough, maybe you just kill the boss first and see what happens.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's not the worst play to make in the world. Using lamp here, that is a death for SwedishArcticFox.
Looks like it was
presume
a death warp out the front, yeah, so
yeah,
not
I
gonna
was presuming intentional there, but
not gonna pursue the dungeon here. It's just an interesting play, and it's definitely a bit of a gamble.
no hammer. No hammer means you can't full clear.
You can't full clear, but you can still beat it, right? And then you just hope you don't have to come back.
Yeah, I suppose. But if you're not fully clearing it, you might want to come back anyways for a missed check. I assume that's why Moogle's doing this Mothra fight here. But it is definitely hard with just fighter sword as your only weapon. I'd even take hammer Mothula over that, I think.
Yeah, I was able to get a few fire rod hits in first, so hopefully you should be able to get through this fight. Obviously Moth never cooperates with you though. There we go.
And just a bloomerang. And not worth it for Mothra, unfortunate. That will be a health and magic refill for Moogle, though. Stumpy, our next free check. 3 bombs. So I think we're gonna see Hype Cave, potentially?
Yeah, we'll for sure see Hype Cave next. And that will probably bring this Dark World loop to the end.
Yeah. Which means back to Light World, activating Flute.
Yeah, probably Mountain.
Mountain, East Mountain, the works. Having Flute also lets us get quicker desert access once we get. So that could be an Agena check for ArcticFox, because that's less out of the way than it was before.
Oh, that's true, yeah, Fox did not do that.
And a potential Zora check, too, if we get enough rupees. Because, again, Flute makes everything less out of the way.
Yeah, very true. I think Fox will be hoping to avoid going back to Zora area, but it's definitely on the table.
Yeah. It's a bold play for sure. I think we're going to see Moogle just full clear out Thieves Town for now. Even without Hammer, I think that's just what we're going to have to see.
Yeah, I think so. Like, if Moogle's beating Skull there, then I think you're beating Thieves as well. Like, I think the whole point of what you're doing here is making sure that you don't isolate anything with slow Dark World access.
Yeah, it didn't look like anything on the Bonk Rocks, though. We do see Flute from Moogle again. And we're going to see Thieves Town full out. Fox is now going to check Lumber Ledge, because we do have it unlocked. With both Boots and Aghanim defeated. So we're just gonna grab the item right away. And punishment, only 5 rupees.
Let me get the item count in these down here. So I didn't actually notice exactly how many items we found from Fox's side. So it looks like we've got big key, small key.
I believe we only had 2. It's like a hammer and 2 T. No, hammer has not been spotted yet. Boots was in Village of Outcasts chess game.
Yeah, the two runners both got to boots similar times. Like Fox was slightly ahead, just in general,
Yeah,
but
like
there was no
a 2-minute change, so it wasn't
yeah.
that.
There was like no additional time between them getting to boots there. Oh, Compass is in the front as well.
Wow.
Okay.
That might be why they dipped up.
Looks like Moogle's doing the same. I'm surprised by this.
Yeah. I'm not as surprised. We also have mushroom and yeah. I think at this point it's just there's nothing really big on Thieves right now, and it's a lot easier to just dip out, come back later when you have access.
I mean, sure, but if like the big chest doesn't have anything, then you haven't got to come back later, right? Like we full like Moogle would have full cleared the entire area apart from that chest at that point, right? Like unless it's in that one spot, then you just don't have to come back. It's a pretty big game.
Which is true, but I mean at this point it's more likely than not in that there's like at least one item in that big spot, and we never know what it is until the very end. So doing all of that, having to do not hammer blind, but sword blind, which yes, while it is scripted, it is still not the most efficient of fights. Whereas getting something like this, the quicker checks, eventually, yes, going back will be a long walk. We're not going back for a while either. We have a lot of things to do. So currently. Remember, East Death Mountain is, I believe, 7 checks in just one in Paradox Cave plus Spiral. Plus we now have potential access to Spike Cave, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Spike Cave's definitely in Logic. I'm not entirely sure what puts it in Logic. We have a cape and a bottle, so it's definitely available.
Yeah, we have a cape and a bottle. It's in Logic. We have a piece of heart in Spec Rock Cave. Moogle's gonna do Hype Cave to great disappointment. Oh, hammer. Yeah, you need hammer for that.
Oh, so you do. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I'd never gone to
Glove.
Spike Cave
And
without a hammer, hoping to clear it.
And glove. Yep. But we will see Paradox here. It was all hype, no action. Moogle is just going to activate the flute, I believe. And we're going to see what is on Paradox. So Paradox 1 is very bad.
Hey.
There's hammer. There's bombos, 300 rupees. Power glove, that's Dark World access. Tight!
Oh my god! What the hell is going on?
Well, Spike Cave is now in Logic, along with a whole bunch of other things. That just opened up everything in Dark World, so this was an required seed to get specifically Flute to get to Dark World, to get to traditional Dark World access.
Yeah, so I mean we've got all of Darkfall Mountain as well now, right? We can just
you do
a bunch more
it.
checks in Hook Cave. Like I expect now what we'll see is a Heraclear followed by coming back for Spiral Cave and then Dark World.
I mean, we can even check what Turtle Rock Medallion is.
Yeah, I mean that'll happen too for sure.
So this all depends on when Moogle gets to the to mountain at this point.
Yeah, I think Moogle's just gonna be following Fox around here. Gonna do these same sort of checks here. Activate the flute. Might do mushroom as well first. Might not. And then mountain.
Yeah. So about going back to Thieves Town. Yeah, now's the time to go back to Thieves Town once we're done this kind of dungeon run and Death Mountain run.
Yeah, obviously it's way easier to get back now.
Yep. We have full mobility around the world. We also have potential to open up Mire. It's a 2 out of 3. But Mire is now in logic.
Alright, Fox gets the hair pot set up there.
The pot clip, we do see these on these caliber of runners. Very quick, very easy. You don't need to do the big key rooms. Don't need to do whatever. And I believe
Yeah.
we do. Do we have big key right now? That's the question.
No, I don't think we do. I think it might even have been. I think we might have map compass small key. Honestly, I think it might be guaranteed item in big chest locked by big key in basement, which is kind of what you hate to see.
You hate seeing it, but it's what you gotta do. Big key, yeah, big key has to be in basement, and big chest is an item. You can't skip basement there, I would think, just because you have to figure out the item.
Yeah, I think I saw correctly there. I think it's been map compass small key so far.
Yeah, I know we guaranteed up a small key because I saw it, and I believe I did see map and compass as well. Moldorm's an item though, so we'll see what Moldorm has. If it's progression, 10 arrows, nothing.
All right. I mean, I think I'm leaving this basement forever here and being mad about it if it has an item, but we have so many other checks available right now that I don't really want to spend the time doing this, but we'll see what Fox thinks.
I mean, there are so many other checks, but you can't. For me, it's like it's a big time waste if there is something in there because you'd have to come all the way back to Hera at this point. But
Yeah, I mean that is true, but like at the same time, like if you spend your like if you do every single one of those checks, that's a big time. If you have to come back for it, then you're just going to lose in the average case because you spent so much time doing all the checks.
yeah, that's fair. Left cane mirror, ice rod bow.
Well, not necessarily bow, but yeah.
Not necessarily bow. And book if we have to do that for desert.
And potentially ether as well if it locks one of our other dungeons.
That is true.
So still a few things.
We got a few things remaining. Moogle about to get the absolute poggers Paradox Cave.
Yeah, I think Paradox Cave is the new hype cave here, really, isn't it?
You're not wrong. And there's Hammer, and then nothing, and Bombos too. So we have 4 amazing items and 300.
Yeah, that bombos could be required too, potentially.
Exactly. So this is now a 2 out of 3 chance to unlock both dungeons. 2 out of 3 each. And Vox choosing to go the Turtle Rock route, I believe, to go to Dark World rather than the just directly from there, which makes sense. It is something you're gonna have to unlock for Turtle Rock anyways, and if you can't unlock Rock right now, it gets you a little bit of a time save later. So
Yeah, like it's a little bit slower right now, but if the mirror doesn't show up and you want to open Turtle Rock, then yeah, you have to do it like this.
although I am missing what is on. Oh, it's just a piece of heart. Rip.
I think you might be able to dash there, Fox. If you go for the, I think if you go for the dash, you can sometimes squeeze past that dead rock. Anyway, I'll wait it out.
At no point it's moot. Yeah, there's compass. I know I saw a map and I know I saw a small key, so it's very much required to do basement.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it's the worst case scenario for the Herapot route here because you end up having to do both basement and come back upstairs for the big chest if you want to do it. All right, we're going to see hook speed Herapot here from Moogle.
Bombo's Turtle Rock. So Turtle Rock is unlockable. So Paradox.
Right, we haven't got Scenario yet, so unless Fox feels like being a hover guard, probably not going to see a dip here.
No, I mean we don't have to. Opening it right now makes it a lot easier just to re-access it. We do, however, see Super Bunny and Hookshot Caves. That's way more checks, plus Spike Cave now, with Cape and Bottle and Gloves and Hammer. So everything's in logic right now.
Yeah, TR being Bombos there also means that there were in fact 4 required items in Paradox Upper.
And we could get Shovel's a fetch quest, so we could get something required off of that too. Not to mention we now have Smith Chain in logic. We have like fully Smith Chain in logic too. We have Mire in potential logic, unless it's Ether specifically. We have a very quickly turned around race from very slow to everything's open at the same time. What do I do?
Yeah, for sure. Like obviously, when you get the Agassiz, it looks like it might be a bit of a slow one, but then all of a sudden, like after that first loop through Dark World, we've now just like started finding everything at once.
And nothing in Hookshot Caves. That's another time waster. We're gonna check GT area here, but that just is because we're doing Spike Cave. Moogle going to Spiral here. We know nothing really big's on it, so it doesn't matter. Spike Cave will give us a pretty quick check of just how good these runners are in movement. Keep in mind, Hookshot does help because it is an invincibility when we use it. And yep, there it is. So we're not gonna have to. We're probably gonna see Save quit out of here, even just because we don't have anything else to do on the mountain. So the health doesn't matter in that situation, and we get to save our blue pot.
All right, it'll be interesting to see where Fox decides to go next. It might just be back to Thieves first. It's like this. Even though we found a bunch of things all at once, we can still only beat a couple of crystal dungeons here. Thieves and Ice are both beatable right now, but that is currently all. Alright, Fox is undecided about where he wants to save and quit to here.
I think Sanctuary is the pick here, considering he save quit out of the other two. Yeah, I get it. Hera is not really the best play, but that's commit to a play. We can now do back of escape right now. And
Yeah, we can do.
and I think
Yeah,
we're gonna
exactly.
see those. Because of the Aghanim 1 beat, also we have a more difficult set of enemies in the overworld, which can be relevant. Unlike that 20 rupees we just found in the King's Grave. We can do Houlihan here if we needed the money, but at this point we don't. So just drop down and go. Here's the... Alright, 2 items in here and a key. So we see the key first. Keep the suspense. There's a bow. So no need to worry about mimic clipping.
Alright, the dream of the bowler seed is dead. Looks like all of the supposedly required items are going to be required today.
Ped could still be a thing.
Yeah, I mean the bow would be very important if pet was a thing. Yeah, it beats us 2 of our pendant dungeons.
It does. It lets, and who knows, Ped could very well be Ice Rod. What did we...
Yeah, Ice Rod Mirror, still possibilities for paired as well.
Mirror isn't directly required, and it is a Bombos Mire too.
Okay. So yeah, we're Ice Rod, Samaria, and Mirror from Go, I believe.
Yeah. I am surprised about ALTTTPR just quitting out of that. We can still beat Desert right away.
Well, no Mirror. So we can't actually get to Desert from there.
I'm dumb. Yeah, missing the air to do that. That's kind of important, isn't it?
Looks like this is going to just be the finish off Thieves Town play.
Yeah, finish Thieves Town real quick. At least open up a... You could at least do some of Mire here, but Mire is an absolutely miserable dungeon to dip.
Yeah, we also get to see the full clear of Thieves here, including the big chest. If there's something in the big chest, we get to find out that I would have lost this race by about 15 minutes.
Yeah. And if there's not something in big chest here, you probably would have had a major advantage.
And yeah, that's also true that the Quake medallion that we found in Eastern is now confirmed and not required. So I think both runners will probably feel quite bad about that dip, but obviously they both did it, so it doesn't really matter. Neither of them know that though.
Yeah, it's Sphere Zero. Both of them, it's pretty standard to still run Eastern as a dip, especially Pendant, so I don't blame the runners for doing it, and I don't think they should blame themselves either.
Yeah, it is a fine play, but I think both of them will be thinking that possibly their opponent might have skipped it.
True. This early in the tournament, though, I doubt people are going to make this level of risky play this early in the tournament unless they're against somebody like Andy. Book on Ped with Mirror and Desert would be interesting. Yeah, it would be nice. Moogle has not... has Moogle picked up Shovel yet?
Where was it? Oh, it was in...
Yeah, it was in Lower Paradox, wasn't it? Or in Spike?
Possibly. I mean, it was either in If it was on the mountain somewhere, Moogle has it, right? I'm pretty sure Moogle did the full mountain.
Including Dark Mountain? Yeah, then yes.
Yeah, there's no way Moogle would have skipped Super Bunny. Like, I saw Moogle in Hookshot Cave. I don't, like, remember them, but they wouldn't have skipped it, so yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We'll see the inventory, though, just in case. Yeah, Moogle about 2 minutes behind Arctic Fox, but very, very, very similar routing. The Zora check really did come back to haunt Moogle here.
Yeah, there's Zora check and obviously like the full clear of Skull as well. Though obviously, if Pendant does, or if Pedestal rather does end up becoming important, then Moogle might even have a slight lead at that point.
That's only on a 1 in however many situation, or of 2 or 3 in however many.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 3 items for go mode, and any of them could be on pad. So like, the more checks we do without finding them, the more likely it becomes.
That is true. There's quite a few checks though left. We can still dip a whole bunch of dungeons. Pod is clearable at the very least, and that is still a whole bunch of items, even with being a pendant seed. Hard container, so you would have had a significant advantage this race.
I would, but it was an item, so I would have been sweating it the whole time.
Yes. At least now the runners have peace of mind in order to do it. And I believe blind is an item as well, because I believe we've seen every single dungeon item. This is, I think, really where it would decide if you had advantage, or just time advantage. For sale, baby boots never found, never worn, whatever.
It was like Fox falls off script early, but should be fine. We've got, got a cape if we need it.
This blind fight's being a bit rough right now. That's alright. Still scripted. You still know the script enough. 1, 2, 3. That's a dead blind. Best sword you can get in hard is tempered. Master is required. That is map, my apologies. So there is no item on blind. It's on big chest.
Alright, anyway, either way, both runners are going to come out of here with a full set of items and no checks left over.
Yeah, full clearing, which again makes it's a heart rest easy kind of moment there. And yep, here's Smith Chain. Save quit out. You can just fly straight to Kakariko. This makes it so much easier.
Yeah, for sure. It's save and quit Smiths is never that fun, but you've kind of got to do what you've got to do.
Yeah, I mean, Flute's easier to do it with, but Moogle having a pretty much perfect blind fight there. And Smith Chain 1, we'll see what it is.
So we're at the point now where our only remaining clearable crystal is Ice Palace, and obviously I can understand the runners wanting to stay out of there. You'd love to find a better sword and or Samaria before going in there. It can help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, even with just Samaria, Icebreaker's great, but if you're not doing that, then who knows. Moogle choosing to do hammer pegs first, rather than waiting till first end of Smith Chain, hoping to find maybe Mirror.
Yeah, Mirror here would be a pretty big deal. Probably saves like almost a minute just in this little series of checks. But,
yeah, but that is it does not pay off. Although Moogle, take the bombs. I mean, you still have 4 left. You might as well get the +6.
Yeah, of course, Moogle's not been to the back of Escape yet, right? It doesn't have that bow. From Fox's point of view, I'm wondering if maybe like Pod might be on the table quite soon.
Moogle does not have bow. Fox does, and even in Eastern Clear, which I believe we have not seen all 3 items in Eastern, if I'm correct.
Yeah, there's
yeah,
there's an item on the boss in Eastern. You'd love to not do that, but like you can obviously go to Pod and do that, and if you find Mirror and nothing else, then maybe. Although at that point you just go to Swamp.
Yeah, but ooh, Moogle choosing to do King's Tomb now and Bonk Rocks now after Fox has already done them. We know that's not really anything here, but Back of Escape's probably gonna be on the table here with Smith. So Moogle's about to pick up the bow here, with Smith in tow. Quick, easy fly to 6. Yep, just choosing Mountain Cave for the Old Man Heal, and yeah, you gotta fly there. And yep, that's the bow for Moogle. Or fly to 7, sorry. Fly to 6 is desert. Silvers. We take those. We definitely take those. That makes Armos and everything else so much easier.
Yeah, interesting. Like silver's on purple chest there. Honestly, probably just like refunds you the time you spent doing it. Approximately, it's probably almost neutral.
Yeah, I mean, I'd honestly think it even gains you a little bit of time because you don't have to do spins on Ganon. So just with having Armos left, potentially having to do Ice Armos, having just whatever you needed, especially because you had to flute there anyways. I actually think it gains you a bit of time just with how much it deals with so many different enemies.
Yeah, that might be true. Especially if if you don't find temper, then that's for sure true, right? Because like Master Sword Ganon versus a Silver Spike is going to save a lot of time.
Oh, absolutely. This will give us now access to a much easier pod, which I could see happening. Ice Palace is the most efficient play theoretically, but I think pod's the most ambitious play.
Yeah, and I think that's clearly your choice now. Is between Ice and Pod. There's like, yeah, Moogle's going to go and catch up on the
Marshed.
Marshed checks.
Potentially we'll unlock Mire just because it does. I would think it reduces lag a little bit to get rid of the rain.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. I mean, we'll see. I doubt Moogle will open it unless he's planning on dipping, which is a possibility.
Yeah.
But no. Alright, let's see what mooglecharm feels like doing here. Could be the same dungeon choice. Yeah, looks like we're diverging again.
We're seeing ice.
So same decision between ice and pod, and yeah, choosing ice instead.
Yeah, I think choosing ice here, it's the more consistent choice, it's less risky choice, but I feel like it's a choice that we know could make a difference in the long run because ArcticFox in pod right now doing a pendant dungeon for something that we don't know is required. And if we find another sword in here, that's a really big hit for Moogle, but also if we find like Samaria and pod, for example, that's huge for ArcticFox right now. So. This race, I think, is going to come down to this major divergence right here. So long as the divergence actually like results for a lot of time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like the big question really is something in pod here. Like that's the key. Obviously, if something isn't ice, it's good for Moogle. But I think Fox probably comes to ice after pod anyway if nothing shows up. So
yeah, I mean, if Samaria's in ice, or sorry, Samaria's in pod, that means that Icebreaker is on the table for Fox and not for Moogle. And that's just a time save, like a huge time save.
Yeah, like Samaria or like a better sword are the things you're like actively looking for here.
Yeah, Mirror helps too. Mirror helps too, and knowing where Ice Ride is always good. Like those are the 4 things you're looking for, I think, here at this point. Just for the knowledge point. Just having the silvers here also makes this room a little bit faster, which Moogle does not have silvers yet, by the way, and probably will never have silvers.
He has a good chance. You're not going to want to go back for Smith Chain, certainly. Like, the only way Moogle gets it probably is if one of the other items is in a bad location too, and Moogle decides to do Purple Chest before that.
Great IPBJ, though. That was a very beautiful IPBJ. Looks like we're not really getting many items right now in pods, so they're all going to be in the back, but again, full clearable. It could also, and again, Pedestal is not dead yet, which is the important thing.
Wow. There's an incredibly welcome 8 bomb drop there on Moogle's side. Was down to just 1 bomb, but now has a nice full set.
Very welcome. We're going to see Hookshot Chest eventually, but for now we're going to see Ice T and Ice H. Yeah, gotta pull the tongue.
Oh yeah, so it's such a common thing to forget to do that because you're so used to coming from Icebreaker side where you don't need to do it.
We have to get the Icebreaker chest here, yeah. That's again, we're not seeing many items here. We're seeing a lot of keys, we're seeing a lot of like dungeon items. We have not seen really many items in pod yet, so we're about to see a whole bunch.
Yep.
That's mirror and pod. That is very big. It's desert access right now. Magic powder.
Yeah, it's desert access. It's full clear of Swamp Palace as well.
Yeah, full clear swamp. Desert access with goodness, there's a lot of other stuff in there, but mirror is a huge item right now, so that pod dip now pays off immensely.
I like the mullet dungeon in the chat there. Business in the front, party in the back.
It really is Mullet Mansion, yeah. DP plus MM is back on the menu, and it's heavily on the menu, and even Eastern, just finishing Eastern's now on the menu too. Big key here, right in time for big chest, and right in time for honestly just finish the dungeon at this point. It's worth it if you don't get another item here.
I don't know. You've got like with the ability to full clear 2 more crystals. Okay, looks like Fox is going to do it. I'd be on my way to Swamp Palace here, I think.
Yeah, but you also have like full clear of this dungeon, which is, in my opinion, at this point, very relevant because 1, it's green pennant, so it's another check. 2, it's a guaranteed item from Helmet Sword King. So at this point, you're finishing the dungeon, doing the boss for two separate items. Because remember, pod is green pendant, not just blue or red pendant.
Yeah, I mean that is true, but like at the same time, you're going to kill Armos while you're here as well. Like you could, but like
you could, and it's a very quick boss to do with silvers. That's the thing. Like it's the time lost from the boss, which is generally higher with regular bow than silver. So I don't think Moogle would do it, but I think Swedish here, with the items that he has in his possession, will do it.
See, that's interesting. I feel like Moogle might be even more likely to do it just because you've already beaten a pendant dungeon. So, like, the big pedestal is even closer for you. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what Moogle feels like doing. Looks like nothing showed up in ice there, but obviously got a crystal.
Yeah, it's a slow 3 items, but, I mean, with all of Swamp open, Moogle cannot do anything but pod. So that's going to be a force.
Yeah, it's like pod or purple chest, right? And you're not going to do purple chest when you've got pod available.
Yeah. But again, it's just going to make pod so much slower right now. That's just the benefit of having those silvers, and it's just, especially with Fighter Sword out and Hammer being your best weapon, silvers just becomes so valuable in time-wise. And again, when we don't know what pedestal is because we don't have book, you can never truly say ped is dead till the very end. And it's very possible. Yeah.
Anyway, here
is much like this. True.
Here is this fight from Fox. We'll see if we get the payoff item. These next 2 checks are going to be very important for Fox's racer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a single shot versus multiple. That's assuming Hammer Phase 2, which we do have. But Hammer Phase 2 is also very tricky to get, especially this low health. That's a red rupee for one of our items, but it was an item, and we're getting green pendant here, which is definitely it's definitely a lot of time, but if we want to just finish out Eastern, it's a quick finish, comparatively, and we've already dipped so much of it, and it's a guaranteed item, again. So we'll see. I think we're just going to see the Sasha. Oh, we are going to see an Eastern finish.
No, okay, we are just going to see Sasha.
Never mind, we're going to see Sasha. Okay.
Well, I think Fox was just moving back into a spot where he knew it was safe to mirror.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We do know the big item in pod is mirror, but we also have another check, and that's nothing. Okay. So pod finish not required unless pedestal's required, in which case oops all dungeons.
Yeah, it was Nagacy too, so it would be the full Oops all dungeons.
Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna see. Forgot to go to Dark World there.
Yeah, you can't go in. You can't go in the front door here.
Yeah, we're gonna see Mire Desert here, the double play, which I respect. That is the other kind of dungeon set you can fully clear right now, is Mire Desert. Because you have Mirror, you have everything you need for it. Except for Samaria, but like, you want Samaria before Ice.
Yeah, we're gonna see checkerboard into Desert, presumably. And then if Samaria shows up in Desert, you can just go back through your portal and finish Maya.
Nothing in checkerboard. And we see just a little bit of extra time having silvers, because silvers will save a little bit of time if you're already ahead. Yeah. No, we already knew. No, or yeah, that's true. Actually, we didn't know what the ledge was yet. So, so here's a Desert 1. We're going to take an intentional death here very shortly. Yeah, welcome to Mullet Mansion. Business in the front, party in the back. And that is a map on Bumper, Torch or whatever. Yeah, Torch. Ooh, just missing out on the button there. Gives us big key, so we don't have small key yet, which means it's in the back or it's on big chest.
Yeah, it must be in the big chest, so it's a slightly awkward route here.
It's not always on big chest though. It could be on something like landmos.
I don't think the small key can be on land mode.
Wait, no,
So I
no,
think
it can't because you have.
you can lock yourself out if you steal the key from the back.
Yep, that's my fault for not remembering that. You can lock yourself out, and that means unfinishable seeds, which is not possible here.
Yeah, Lammo always logically locked behind the small key for that reason, like in key seeds as well. Alright, there's Moogle's mirror, and definitely be a big deal to see if Moogle just bails after the rest of the front checks here.
There's a Master Sword.
Alright.
That
Nice
is
find.
one of very few items left that are truly required for this run. I believe we're down to 2 items remaining required.
Yep, Samaria and Ice Rod.
Maybe and a nice third sword would be great, but we don't know where it is, so we don't. I'd rather see at this point Samaria first and Ice Rod somewhere in Turtle Rock, because why not?
I mean, there's definitely the troll option, and certainly if I'm in this race, I'm hoping to find Ice Rod first for exactly that reason, that you don't want that situation.
I am very much known for wishing trolls upon people and having them come true. I remember Ped being alive. Gravity and Meridia at one point. There's a whole bunch of situations that a lot of races don't hope happen, that commentators curse happens, and they happen.
Anyway, big moment here. Moogle is bailing without killing Helma, so this makes this race pretty close. Like Moogle's obviously ahead by the ice win, but Fox has done almost all of desert here, so I think we're quite even now.
It's very even, and again, if it is a pedestal, if it's a ped seed, then I would give Moogle still the lead if it's a ped seed, actually.
Yeah, it's still pretty close at that point, though, right? They've got one pendant each.
Yes and no, actually. They have one pendant each, but both of them have to go back to Eastern and Skullwoods area, but the dungeon they'd have to full clear is different. Also, it is important to note that Moogle did not go under the bridge item. It did pay off, but Moogle did not do under the bridge in Skullwoods.
Yeah, just found the other item on Moth. Well, it's like Moogle's doing Swamp before Desert.
Makes sense. Swamp time, I believe ALTTTPR is actually going to follow. Yeah, especially if we're doing something like... Yeah, especially if we're seeing something like, you know, waiting on ice for Icebreaker. I definitely like the play that ALTTTPR is doing here.
Yeah, for sure I like this from Fox. From Moogle it's like...
Wait, what's happening?
Oh, this could be Shovel first?
Shovel. No, we already got Shovel.
Oh, we did Shovel? Oh, yeah, okay, K45.
Mirror check. Yep, quick check. Very fair. I honestly think Moogle will probably just do it right after the dungeon anyways, so it's not going to lose too much time.
Yeah, seems likely. And obviously,
nothing.
Yeah, so obviously, Moogle had the same choice that Fox had earlier of Swamp versus Desert. Like, obviously, Swamp is the more dense play, so it makes decent sense to go to it first, but the reason to delay it would be to make a more informed decision about left side.
At this point, you do left side. Just you have to figure something's either in Swamp or very close by. So
yeah, I certainly think we'll see left side if like nothing shows up. If you find one of your 2 go mode items, then it becomes a bit more of a question. Like if it's Samaria shows up, all of a sudden you've got Maya and Turtle Rock to possibly have Ice Rod too.
Yeah, that's if Ice Rod shows up, you still do it because Samaria can show up.
Yeah, I mean, Ice Rod opens up literally nothing until you've got Samaria, so yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, Ice Rod's not a go mode till Samaria exists. So that's the deficit of it. So Moogle's now a little bit ahead in terms of dungeon progress, and I would honestly give lead to Moogle, so long as Samaria is not in this dungeon directly.
Yeah, I mean, Fox having Master Sword for Swamp here is like not nothing as well. That will make things a little easier, especially the boss.
Oh, definitely. The main reason I say this is because Icebreaker saves that much time in ice. It just does.
Alright, early big key, so can open the big chest right now, then decide if we're doing left side first or going to the back. It's going to be back first.
Yeah. It's a gambit. Skipping left side's always a gambit, but it's a gambit you generally do. It was a very friendly IPBJ layout, but that is true. It's a good layout for IPBJ, but not having Samare here just means you have to do other versions of Diver Down. And yeah, friendly DP key layout. That's fair. That's fair. For go mode late. That is also true. Good Diver Down. No cane, just heart pieces. It's a very health-oriented scene today.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many heart pieces in the pool in open heart.
Yeah. Skippable sword, though. That's the important part. Another heart piece. 4 items so far in Swamp, and almost all of them are heart pieces. 5 items. Yeah.
So could we have the, have we not found Michael Cumbers yet then? Is this potential God Swamp if Argus has the last item?
It is potential God Swamp.
Okay.
And we will see if it is very shortly. And if ALTTTPR doing the same play, so we are going to see if this is a God Swamp or a left side required Swamp for full clear, but who knows. At this point, ALTTTPR choosing not to diver down here, instead doing the statue. This is going to lose some time, just technically, so. Yeah. But Master Sword will actually pick that time back up, I think, here.
Yeah, Moogle did a pretty good job getting the double spins there on,
oh, yeah, for sure.
on Argus though, so.
Yeah, and having the Fire Rod helps a lot, too, here.
Yeah, should be able to get a 2-cycle still, yeah.
2-cycle, very good, very solid. We know these items are just piece of heart, and it is not a God Swamp.
Alright, now are we going back in for 1 item on left side? It's a pretty rough ask. Wouldn't
Yeah,
be
1
surprised
item
to
left
see,
side, but who knows? It could be Samaria left side. And
like my guess here is that Moogle just goes to desert.
Moogle will definitely go to one desert. The desert just it makes more sense here. And it could even give us
Oh, I guess after 45, but yeah.
yeah, 45, which makes sense. 45 mirror out. Yeah, 45 flute out of there. Go to Meyer area. And we know 45 is absolutely nothing though, which is the unfortunate part. We're gonna see Argus here from Fox, and this is about double spin's not necessary, which helps ALTTTPR a lot on the technical component. Just missing that spin. There's one, and one more for Argus to be viable. And we have silver here, so this does help.
Yeah, just the 1 cycle.
That's the 1 cycle, and that will matter. Fox sells Ice Palace to go for that exact reason. And not having we know Samara is not an Ice Palace. Fox doesn't know that. Moogle knows that it's not an Ice Palace either. The question is SwedishArcticFox good at IPBJ enough to really bank on it, or are they relying on Icebreaker?
Alright, Fox is going back in. This could be another big moment.
This could be a race decider as well. If anything's if it is on left side Swamp, Samaria specifically, or even Ice Rod. If Ice Rod,
I think if either are in here, it's just a huge lead for Fox right now.
Yeah, but where else does mooglecharm go after this? If not,
You go Meyer. Into Meyer, yeah.
Yeah, you do Meyer, which I'm surprised ALTTTPR didn't do, to be honest. Ire would be a death sentence, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Cause like if Ice Rod is there, then it means you're going to find Samaria somewhere else, and then you just do all of Turtle Rock without Ice Rod first before you come back into left side Swamp.
Yeah, Ice Rod here is a major death sentence, but like you'd have to find Samaria, Vanilla, and Meyer here, and I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, like one of them's got to be somewhere, right? Like both items can't be on left side Swamp, so the other one has to be in one of the available checks.
Yeah, that's true. It's got to be somewhere. It can be. It's true. It can be an Eastern, which is also a huge death sentence for, but not as much, I suppose, because
Oh
both
yeah,
have
Eastern
it.
Eastern boss. Like Eastern boss is like equally unappealing for both players, probably.
Not, yeah. Although it does take a little bit less time for Fox, just because of silvers again. But we could see Moogle grab those if Samaria or if Samaria is not in Mire, or if
Welcome
Ice
in
Run.
four raiders from Super Malmo World.
Yeah.
How's it going, Malmo? Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, dude. Fox in bad shape. It's not here too. Yeah. At this point, I think Moogle just has enough of a dungeon lead right now that this gambit has to pay off, or Fox is dead in the water.
Yeah, it becomes pretty rough, certainly. Like at this point, Moogle will just have an extra dungeon on Fox.
Yeah, having the extra dungeon and having essentially the same dungeon progression because, yeah, this is a good raid. Yeah, so we're seeing, alright, item check 1, piece of heart, that's it.
Yeah, that's that.
That's it,
Alright.
nothing. So where do we go now? I think if we go Mire here, I think that's the closest thing to it.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
Fox is probably going to go ice, right?
Maybe.
Seems.
Yeah, looks like ice. Which, makes sense. At this point, though, we don't... We can it was a 6 heart piece swamp, yeah. Because the last item was compass, and it was 2 items there. So
Nice.
that was a pretty good, No, Mire's not a bad play at all. I'd rather do that than ice right now in this situation, because I'd rather see Kane for ice, but it's required, and truly required for Mire, so... Pet is indeed alive. Pet is one of the last spots you want to see, but it's alive.
Yeah, I mean, Pet is becoming increasingly alive, right? Like, we're getting through the checks right now.
Yeah, and at this point, I'd rather have... IP is safer as a meta play, I suppose.
Like, what's actually available we've not seen from either player? Is it just the front of Maya and the Eastern boss?
Front of Mire, Eastern Boss, Pedestal.
Yeah, sure.
Which,
So that's like 4 items.
4 items,
And 2 of them, we need 2 of them. Well, I guess if Samaria shows up, then that unlocks a bunch more checks where Ice Rock
then
could be.
it's back of Mire, entirety of Turtle Rock. If Kane is in neither place, we could see, yeah, Kane having to be in... Hera Big too, yeah, that's right, Hera Big Chest, which is...
Oh, Hera bit. Oh no.
That's huge.
Yeah, that would be another fun one.
Yeah. To be fair, you also can find a lot of items, a lot of checks in Mire, and you could be routed around a lot in there. Yeah. Blind pet pull for either ice rod would suck, yeah. Because at this point you find Samaria and Mire, you do everything else but pet first. And it's something that, at this point, if I'm Fox, I am starting to freak out a little bit. If I'm in that situation, because, I mean, no, I don't have 2 of the items that are very slippery. And I'm having to do a trick that is difficult, to say the very least.
Okay.
It's a little bit too high for that.
Okay, I think that's a good pixel. Yeah, this looks good to me.
Yeah, we're good. Alright. Yeah, gonna choose to not hookshot over. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't look like Mire has anything though right now. There is 1 item left, but
So what have we found so far? Just like map small key and Maya, is that right?
yeah. Yeah, map small cab bonus. We have not. I don't think we've seen a single item in Mire. But I've been focusing on ice, just for the bomb jump there. Alright, cutscene chest is a possibility too, because Mire is not required for that. Oh, you know what else is in logic that we haven't seen yet? Bat.
Oh, no one's been to Bat.
No, and it's
Yeah,
very...
because they found powder. Yeah, after okay, that's
They found
interesting.
powder and pod. So Bat's also in logic. Mire, Hera Basement, Magic Bat, Ped. Vanilla Big Key.
Yeah, Bat's kind of an interesting one because Bat could potentially lead Moogle into finding those silvers.
Yeah, that would be a type saver. Cutscene chest is here, and if it's not in cutscene chest, and it's just out of everything, That's unfortunate for that. For Moogle here. Grave Ledge is possible too, that's right. Grave Ledge is possible. Yeah, we have a
Oh
lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Big
there's a
air
few more
check.
checks then that are hanging around.
Yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the most dangerous situation. We don't have. Do we have Big Key here?
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
We have all the items.
oh, we have all the items. Yeah,
There's
I thought we did.
vanilla
Yeah.
Big Key. We have not checked Catfish yet either, and Catfish is one that's very out of the way.
Wow, yeah, we've just got so many awful checks left, but I think
Yeah, it's the awful
one or two of them are going to be the answer here. It seems.
It's the awful checks, TM.
Yeah, this is definitely the part of the seed that
Here's
you
where
you kind of hate when you're playing it. Like you've only got bad checks left. You just have to hope that you get to the right bad check first.
yeah, and there it is. There's Samaria.
All right, I think Moogle is in. Well, yeah, Moogle's in a pretty great spot now. Then
Moogle's in lead right now for sure. Now, just Samaria is insane. Here, it's very well possible still that Ice Rod is in a very terrible spot, but we're gonna see Turtle Rock before that happens, I think.
yeah, for sure. I think I'm just like going straight there if I'm Moogle.
Yeah, I mean you have to try it.
Okay, well, never mind. Maya was just loaded. Good game.
Good games. That's the game. That's just game. There's Ice Rod. So in about 30 seconds we see both Canis Maria and Ice Rod on Meyer. We already saw Sahasrahla. Sahasrahla was a piece of heart. I will say it's a little bit closer.
Yeah, like Fox has now beaten all the same dungeons. If Fox goes straight to Maya here, then there is a small chance, but looks like that's not what's happening.
No.
Gonna do bat first, I guess.
Bat, and that's gonna. If that's book, that could lead on a wild goose chase because you generally don't like doing Mire while you have no cane, but you have to bite the bullet here. I mean, it will matter if that is tempered. It could matter. That's it. Cane was Mire. Word on that is very good here.
Okay, that's good stuff.
That is the single best pull that Arctic Fox can do that we have not seen yet.
All right, now go to Maya, please.
We want a close race.
You're still going to be behind by almost the whole dungeon here, but with tempered to catch up a little bit of time, it could matter. GT Big Key routing could be different, you know.
And also, and not to mention, it does make a difference having silver arrows and tempered sword on Vitreous.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's going to be a slightly awkward fight here from Moogle.
I mean, we'll be fine because we have a cane there.
Yeah, with the cape, it shouldn't be a problem.
And also, we know that it's just a disgustingly bad mire, but silvers makes this fight easier, and in general makes combat easier. Tempered sword makes everything easier. It's equipment advantage versus routing advantage right now, and depending on how close it gets, in GT it matters. But I don't think did Moogle open up Turtle Rock? I want to say so.
I think one of them did and the other didn't, but I can't really remember which.
I guarantee you Arctic Fox did.
Okay.
We're gonna see. They both, yeah.
Both did? Okay.
Both did, yeah.
See that.
Yeah. So this is gonna be. I mean, it's easily accessible anyway. It's a different system of getting up. I generally prefer getting up via light side anyways, rather than dark side. I know the layout a little bit better, and Paradox is a nicer dungeon to get up.
Yeah, it is slightly faster to do it in the light world when the dungeon's already open. Not by very much, but it is slightly faster.
Yeah. So again, there's a key. And what's Fox gonna do next? Fox, what are you doing? Fox, what are you doing? Fox, what are you doing? I have no idea. Oh yeah, going. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you've got to go to left side here. We obviously haven't got the big key yet, anyway.
And we know it's a cutscene chest, so like.
Yeah. Okay, looks like Fox is going to try and avoid cutscene chest, but going to have to come back for it because it's the big key.
Yeah, big key. To be fair, this is Samaria, right here.
Yeah.
So, doing that into cutscene chest, is that slightly faster routing-wise?
If you have to do cutscene chest, it's fastest to just do cutscene chest the first time you're there, but obviously you
Yeah.
want to try and skip it.
Yeah.
There is the slight concern here that you do cutscene chest, find that big key, now you've got Samaria, you just go straight to the boss.
True. That is very
I
true.
mean,
That would
you probably do come back in for the big chest at that point, but it's still slightly slower.
yeah. And Moogle doing a slightly slower routing on the Turtle Rock torches. Big key on torch room and heart piece. Yeah, Turtle Rock's go mode. Turtle Rock is a go mode dungeon right now. So, and again, we're at 6 crystals. We're seeing cutscene chest. We're seeing big key. Yeah.
Yeah, Moogle has Ice Rod. Fox is probably going to get it quite soon. It's in, in the big chest in Maya here.
Everybody has everything except for Ice Rod, in which Arctic Fox is about to get, and Silvers, which Moogle doesn't have and probably will not get. Silvers
Certainly will not get at this point.
I do think that if it comes down to a Ganon fight, Arctic Fox has the edge. Is Arctic Fox not getting the big chest?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's a 50-50 for the item being on the boss anyway, but like,
Yeah.
it's obviously going to lose time here. I think Fox will come straight back in after the boss because the other checks are also bad anyway.
I hope so. I hope so. This is gonna kind of go between. This is gonna be between a very. This comes down to still a little bit of routing at the end, but Moogle's is a dungeon ahead, and unless something catastrophic happens on the Ganon fight or the Trinex fight, I don't see Arctic Fox getting out of it.
Yeah, I think it's probably just a bit too much. Like, the Tempered Sword and the Silver Arrows will help on like boss fights and the Ganon's Tower climb, but
Yeah.
I think it probably won't be enough at this point.
Yeah, it's the left side swamp was a kind of a time waster. The one dungeon he didn't go back in, which is still Skullwoods, so we did see Skullwoods go back again, which could be a problem. Ice Rod is in Mire. Samaria was in Mire.
Yeah, Ice Rod is in the big chest in Maya, which Fox has skipped for now, and we're hoping we'll go back in for.
Yeah, but again, this just shows so much quicker Vidi fight. Like, this does have a little bit of a chance to matter.
Do we know that? I mean, we don't know it for a fact.
We know Ice Rod's in.
Oh, so if you're still talking about Ice Rod, yes, we do know it's there.
Yeah, we know there for a fact because Moogle has it. Tracker's just lagging a little bit. Why is Moogle looking for a third small key? No! No!
Okay. Well.
Well. Oh, this is gonna be a catfish, isn't it? Oh no, he's just buying another blue pot.
I guess, but where are we going? I mean, I guess the answer is probably Turtle Rock, right? Like, you've got the Samaria now, you just hope it's in there? Yeah, okay.
Oh, this is about to be a punishment.
Unfortunate.
GG. Yes, this...
Like, I definitely understand this play from Fox. I think Fox will feel behind having beaten Helmasaur and gone back in for Left Side Swamp, which were both nothing.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation because we know where Ice Rod is, Fox doesn't. And at this point, we're just waiting for Fox to be all right here. But yeah, this does not feel good. This does not feel good at all. Big Chest Misery Mire is the one item that Fox needs, and he's not gonna get it for a while. This is gonna be a Turtle Rock play without Ice Rod, and it's gonna hurt because this has to be full clear Turtle Rock, whereas for Moogle it's a go mode Turtle Rock.
Yep. I mean, I think Maya Big Chest feels like your literal last location at this point now anyway, right? Like, I think I'm beating Eastern and pulling paired before it.
Oh, that's gonna hurt if that happens.
I mean, I think what's going to happen is that Moogle's going to finish the season in about 10 minutes and we're going to get a forfeit, but we'll see.
Yeah, probably. Probably. I mean, this is a 1v1 race, so it is more likely, but yeah, this is Hammer Trinex here. Oh, misses on that Fire Rod swing, but that's fine.
Gotta be a little careful with the magic here. Oh, I guess Moogle has a blue potion, so it's fine. Everything is completely fine. No concerns at all.
There's something. And also, keep in mind, this is still going to have to be a Ganon with Master Sword spins seed, so it's not like this is going to be the nicest Ganon fight either. But more than enough health to really deal with it. I think that, yeah, Moogle's got this unless something catastrophically bad happens.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Moogle can preserve that blue potion to the Ganon fight as well, it shouldn't be a concern.
And the thing is, we still have the mirror, we still have pretty easy Dark World access. We can just we can flute back down need be. Yeah. Yeah, it's... you gotta take a swing, I respect it, but yeah, we have about 10 minutes. Oh yeah, put your numbers in chat, everybody, by the way. We're about to go into Ganon's Tower. With how this seed's going, I want to say Tower Room. I always guess Tower Room, but I want Tower Room. 22, yeah, I'm in agreement with DRD here.
I think the seed's finally going to throw us a bow, and I'm going to say Torch.
Oh, that's going to be painful, especially if... I feel like the one chance that Fox does have is Tower Room still. And rushing Tower Room. After going back to Mire. Barring that, Moogle's got this in the bag. Not on Torch. Not a big key. Alright, what strategy are we going to see today? So we're seeing the key from here, which makes sense. 2.
Yes, it's probably Dark Magician route.
Yeah. So 2 through 5 coming up right now. Ganon. Small key. Book of Medora in GT. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, Dark Magician room, just and straight to right side. Moogle finds the last sword. There are 4 swords in the seat, that is correct. Just can only get 3 of them.
Yeah, 4 are placed, so there is another sword out there somewhere that Moogle could find.
Yes, that is true. It could be on Hera Big Chest for all we know. And not doing Tower Room because why would anybody? Except if they were desperately behind.
Yeah, I'm not expecting Moogle to feel particularly behind here. Obviously, they'll be a little bit concerned. Like, obviously, there's the Eastern dip that didn't pay off, and the killing of Moth, but that's about all the time that Moogle's really wasted the seed. Nothing is that serious.
Five, 6, 7. Sorry, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're at 9 here.
We have a bug net sighting in Mimic Cave.
Yeah, Mimic Cave. As we expect. We're going back to left side here. This is check number 10. Check number 10! Who had check number 10?
I don't think I see a 10.
There's no 10 in here, which means that Loki Scott is closest at 9 without going over. Yeah, Tower Room was the last chance that Fox really had, I think, at catching up remotely, so... Yeah, unless something, again, catastrophically bad happens again and Moogle's just gonna take it. No Mimic Clip needed because we have Bow. And there's two mimic rooms down, our big key room required.
Fox is about to get the bad news here.
Yeah. We know it's on Mire. If for some reason Fox returns to Mire first, they'll be overjoyed, but otherwise, looks like we're gonna try to preserve the portal. Which is why we're going out this way.
Can you even preserve the portal when Ganon is dead?
Um,
I don't think you can you, right?
not
'Cause
via save and quit.
you'll just respawn on the pyramid, right? So you have to mirror again at some point? Oh, if it's an Eastern, you can? Okay, yeah, sure. If you never go back to the Dark World.
Which... Oh, Agina! We
Fox,
never checked
Fox
Agina.
never did a Gina. Oh, wow. You'd feel real bad if it was here.
Yeah, this... Clown defense. You'd feel like the clown if it were an Agina because it's Sphere 0. It's not, we know that, but... It never... It does suck to check. Yeah, and you can never preserve the portal again. So ALTTTPR is going to have to do the entirety of Turtle Rock again. I don't think that will happen before, Yeah, I don't think that's happening before, anything else here. That is a
Having a
misfire on
slightly
China.
rough, slightly rough fight here.
Yeah. And Master Sword Landmos is not the nicest fight to get. Yes,
Yeah, just want to make sure you don't mismanage your magic here and take it nice and slow, get the spins in.
you'd rather just use your bow here, right?
I mean, you could do.
Yeah. Landmos have very weird hitboxes and hurtboxes here.
I don't know. I don't know what experience Moogle has with
Yeah.
bow landmos. Like, there's it doesn't come up a lot in randomizer. It's
I
a
mean-
thing that like speedrunners definitely know because it's the main thing in no major glitches. But
I mean, Silver Randos comes up quite a bit.
sure, it's a pretty different fight though.
Yeah, it's a very different fight because it's one shot per. Yeah, ALTTTPR is gonna see if it's on Eastern and probably pull Pet after this.
Yeah, that seems like the most natural route, isn't it? You go and finish Skull, then you go to Ped and are sad. We'll see if Moogle can finish up before all of that happens to put Fox out of his misery.
Probably not. It's very quick checks. They're like the two fastest dungeons. I sincerely doubt that Moog will be able to do every fight and the next few floors before Eastern happens and before Mothra happens.
Maybe. We're pretty close, but obviously it's going to be a slightly slower Ganon fight.
Yeah, I mean it's a slow Ganon fight too.
Moogle also opening chest looking for swords.
Light World
obviously,
only.
Obviously, if he finds one, then...
We're probably going to see Hera next after this too. After
oh, potentially. I mean, that is a thing you could preserve the portal through as well, so it's a possibility.
Yeah, we'll see it, and we'll just...
I don't know. I think I'd just be going on pedestal. Obviously, it's not not going to work out anyway. But...
Yeah, we know where it is, and just... At this point, it hurts because we know Moogle's still far ahead. And probably is going to stay far ahead for the rest of the race now, but would have stayed far ahead in general. At this point, Moogle's just looking for silvers to make the fight easier, I think. We know where they are, but it doesn't matter. Just 10 arrows on this fight, too. Insult to injury. And here's Aghanim, too. Single.
The nicest patterns, eh?
Double. Single.
Alright, can we get a double here, save the 4?
No, single. 5. And a single again, but that will kill. Alright, we're on Ganon at about 140. A little bit earlier than 140, but you know. Yeah, you're right, pedestal play here. So no more talk about preserving the portal, because you can't. Moogle's about to head into the Ganon fight. 138.30. It's gonna be a long fight. It's the longest it possibly can be. Master Sword only. And no silvers. I'm your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate. What does that mean? Because you asked absolutely nothing. Indeed. At this point, just go straight to Moth, because you don't. Because an item's. Well, we know an item's on Moth, but Thank goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're planning on doing pet anyway, I think you go to Moth first.
Yeah. It's right there. Save your shots. Save your shots. Save your shots. There you go. Good. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, we get phase 2 in the corner here, which is a nice spot.
Yeah, very good spot to have, especially on Master Sword where you're on spins only. Keep in mind, only spins can hurt Ganon in this state, because anything else will not hurt Ganon at all.
Yeah, Ganon only takes damage from like tempered tier damage and above, so you've got to use spins if you only got Master Sword.
Yeah. Also, I am surprised. Wait, no, because Turtle Rock was go mode, it is the red crystal, so Pyramid Week is guaranteed nothing. I guess it could have been the gold sword, but we have enough gold.
Yeah, it's another possible location for that.
Phase 2. Alright, we'll see what's on pedestal. We know it's nothing good, except, like, required-wise. It could be, like, ether, it could be half magic, could be, what, like... Alright, here's the ped check. 20 rupees incoming in 3, 2, 1. Bada bing, bada. Oh wow! It actually is
a green 20. It's the sword.
Sword. It's not. There's a sword on. So it's vanilla. It's vanilla pedestal.
Nice.
Wow. I feel terrible for Fox here. All right, we're on phase 4. 3 hearts left for Moogle, so it's not completely over yet because this is spins.
Yeah, I think Moogle's still got a potion, so it shouldn't be a concern. You can take one fire bat hit here, and then if you do, then you can potion up and...
That's true. We still got a potion, but it's still not the easiest of fights. And it's still, again, it still does 4 hits on a body check. 4 hits on a body check, and if you, for whatever reason, just go 1 too high. Ooh, just misses the hit. There's the damage. Arctic Fox here, heading to what? Graveledge? Graveledge.
Yep.
Half magic in 3, 2, 1. Or 5.
Yeah, I guess there's no half magic in this mode, but it could be. I don't think we've seen the small decanter yet, which is in place of half magic.
Yeah. Just a heart piece.
Just some more heart pieces. Alright, Moogle's cashed in that potion now for magic purposes.
Which makes sense. You take it for magic because you don't have much time left.
Yeah, not been
just missing.
Not been counting here, but I imagine we can't be very many spins away at this point. You do need 24 Master Sword spins for the final phase here.
Yeah, just missed there. You need 20. We are not that far away, but we have missed a few as well.
Yeah.
There's one hit. There's another hit. And you generally just clock the hits by Link taking the knockback. So like that's a miss, for example. At least from how I would see it.
Yeah, looked like it to me as well.
We'll see what's on Catfish. Boom, there's a dead Ganon.
There we go. Yeah.
That is Ganon dead, just as Catfish spits out.
Pig exploding.
50 more rupees. 3. GG's in chat. Moogle takes this first set 1-0. And I believe we will be seeing them race again, however, in the group stages, because this is a slightly different series. So Moogle has won with a time of 1:42.44, I believe. GG's to Moogle in chat.
142.40 says race time.
1:42.40 says race time, thank you very much. Yes, Moo's got this one, and we're going to see Arctic Fox now taking a look at Zora. Very, very excellent fight there. Yeah, I just put a race in chat so you can go follow the runners. And welcome mooglecharm to the chat.
GG.
Jeez.
Alright, how'd you feel about that ice rod location?
It was nice. It was one of those things where it was like, oh man, I don't have silvers or a sword. Like this is going to suck. But it was good to get that cane. I felt behind the whole seed, and then As soon as I got the key, and it was like, oh, okay, well, this is a really bad spot for this, so that's got to be good for me.
Yeah, it ended up working out for you because Swedish Arctic Fox got Kane, rushed Vitreous, and decided not to come back to this dungeon until now.
Yeah, he said in chat. It doesn't look like he's going to hop in the interview, by the way, but yeah, he said in chat that he missed the ice rod. So
yeah, he hasn't.
I could see.
Yet.
I could see how you do that if you route a certain way.
Yeah, he ended up going left side swamp into and doing pod, and he just pulled pedestal for the 4th sword.
That's where.
By the way, Magic Bat had. I want to see Arctic Fox's reaction to this first. That I think that's just a forfeit.
Yeah, I think Arctic Fox's reaction to finding Ice Rod there was to forfeit the race.
Yeah, no. But the biggest thing here was Fox decided to pull a Magic Bat before doing Mire, and that was tempered. And then way back when, Purple Lunchbox was Silver's.
Yeah, did he do purple chest without a mirror, or did he have the mirror by that point?
He did not have Mirror.
Oh yeah, that was such a bad check. I considered doing it after K45, but like the optimal routing would have been to do desert before swamp, but because desert was still open, I decided to just leave after K45. But if I had done desert first, I probably would have done 45 into Magic Bat and purple chest. But yeah, I was opening everything I could, even Turtle Rock, big chest, laser bridge. I got the big key in the map room of GT and was like, do I check random room real quick? And like I stepped out, I was about to like go, and then I'm like, no, it's too many screens. I can't. I gotta just go. So I ended up going upstairs.
You're lucky you did, because otherwise you would have wasted more. Honestly, I don't think it would have mattered, just based on what just happened and having to go through the entirety of Turtle Rock again. But it came down to the Ice Rod hunt. Because of course it does.
Yeah, it would have been a very interesting race for sure if Fox just gets that Ice Rod first time around, because you would have had a bit of a time lead, but Fox would have the equipment advantage.
Yeah, the Ganon takes forever. In this mode specifically, you only got one bottle. Like you don't have to have the perfect Ganon fight, but it has to be pretty good. And I was taking my time through it because the last thing you want to do is like fall or whatever, and then go have to refill your bottle, and it ends up taking forever if something like that happens. So yeah, I knew going into it that the fight was going to be pretty tough, but luckily I got through it okay.
Yeah, that about wraps us up for the tournament race, though. We have Moogle here. Thank you very much for joining us on our stream. Congratulations on your win, and we will be seeing you again in some other Group Q races. Yeah,
thanks for putting us on the restream. I really appreciate getting on the restream, and thanks to you guys for commentating and all of the back end work that goes into it. I know it's a lot, so thanks for putting it on.
Alright, if you enjoyed us, we have the entire tournament going on on SpeedGaming, so I'm sure there are multiple other SpeedGaming channels on right now with other races from the tournament, so please go check our affiliate channels out, and we will see you all next race.